Drink by the pint, ain't drove by the pine. Headed to the club in the box top down.
Same here. So we've been doing something a little bit different with our testing ground segments on the den. JC and Alex have created a video showcasing the reworks, going in depth with them, talking about them, and we're gonna go ahead and let that roll.
Alrighty, boys.
And then we'll come back, give our final thoughts, and
the new Valkrye, boys.
So, JC, you ready?
Yep.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right. Hello, everybody. So today we're going to be looking at changes that are coming to the testing grounds. We're going to have Valkrye changes, thihk changes, and counter guard break changes. So first up, we're going to start with Valkrye. So Valkrye is one of our older heroes. She doesn't have that much offense. A lot of her stuff can be dodged on one timing.
She has some unblockable
sweep
bullshit.
doesn't really work. And so we're really trying to make her
maybe
give her
you can
better
feint the sweep. That'd be cool too.
Pressure and offense in general. And for that, we're going to start with Shield Crush and Shield Tackle. So we've actually removed Shield Crush in this testing rounds and replaced it with Shield Tackle. And you can no longer do Shield Tackle from back dodge, right? So right now I just did back dodge.
You could forward dash tackle.
You can't do it anymore from this, but you can now do it from front dodge instead. So if you do heavy, you can soft feint into Shield Tackle. You can do zone, soft feint into Shield Tackle. Wait, it didn't work there. There we go. So everywhere where you could use Shield Crush, you can now use Shield Tackle instead. Shield Tackle also now guarantees a light when it lands. It still blocks attacks like before. So if there we go. You can also now dodge out of it, so that gives you a little bit more defensive options. So that's quite interesting. And what's also cool with it is that now we have a new kind of mix-up that we've never really had before, which is if your opponent thinks that you're going to Shield Tackle, they can just guard break and to try to beat your Shield Tackle attempt, right? There you go. So that works. But if I let my heavy go and they attempt to guard break, my heavy is going to land instead. So we're really trying to do something a little bit different here that has more impact on Valkrye, gives her a better reason to use Shield Tackle. And it's kind of like using maybe like a charge attack as a soft feint or something. So it's kind of interesting. And it really pushes a attack while you're defending and defend while you're attacking mindset that we really wanted to have for Valkrye. That's super different. It feels really cool.
It's not that bad.
I can't wait for people to try it out. And other thing to know is that, as usual, that light that you have here leads to sweep, leads to everything. Basically, it counts as a second hit in the chain. So using that, you can really go into your sweep a lot more often and have those mix-ups work quite well. So speaking of sweep, it is now 500 milliseconds instead of 6. Should make it a lot less reactable, should work quite much better. It no longer unbalances allies or multiple opponents, so it only really unbalances the character you are locked onto. We made that change because we have to choose between one or the other, and unbalancing allies made so that ganking when you're using sweep was much more difficult because you risked unbalancing your friends and your allies, and then they couldn't get guaranteed damage on top of it, so that made a difference here. And last but not least, the sweep follow-up is now frame advantage, right? So now if I mash light and my opponent mashes light, see, as you see here, I was able to hit them almost on the way coming back up. They can still block, right? So if I go at top light here, it's still blockable, but I have frame advantage. So it lets Valkrye really keep the offense up. Using sweep in 1v1 situations will really help you.
So she's guaranteed the attack next after her sweep.
Then we have Pouncing Thrust and Hunter Strike. So Pouncing Thrust has more range now, a lot more range. So that's quite good. And they're now all enhanced as well. So as you see here, like that's really like you're gonna get interrupted on block. Lets Valkrye really go further into her chains, be able to sweep, really initiate a lot more. Her side dodge lights, so Pouncing Thrusts now have more forward movement as well. So they used to be quite bad. I didn't really hit forward much. She didn't really move a lot. So with this, you really have a lot more forward movement. They also have more side movement, right? So if you do it like this, she moves more to the side, so that's good. And they also now have proper iframes. It's kind of hard to show here, but the idea is that with those iframes, let's go like this, yeah. It makes it a lot easier for you to be able to dodge and properly do dodge attacks with this in group fights and all that different situations, so it works quite well. Then we have something for attacks. So all of our heavy attacks have more forward movement now. It doesn't really show, but one of the big things that used to happen is if you did a side light, a left light into heavy feint to guard break, it wouldn't work. You couldn't catch people because you didn't have enough forward
she
movement.
didn't
So
have
now
enough
that
forward
those
movement.
heavies
And
have
a
more
whiff
forward
punish.
movement, you reach forward a lot more. You're able to target swap, hit more opponents. Works quite well. We've also updated all the trajectories on our side heavies, both neutral, chained, and finishers, to be able to hit external opponents much better. We've also slowed down the top light and chains and our finishers to 500 ms, right? So they used to be 4. So these used to be 400 ms, and the problem that we run into this is that at low level, 400 ms lights are really, really hard to work with. Already 500 are a little bit hard to react to for a lot of players, and we want players to at least have a chance to be able to block sometimes, right? But then when they're 400, it's a lot harder, and then at high level, the players are good enough that they're able to block top, and then if it's a side, they react and block the side, and if it's not a side, they just keep blocking top, and they still block it. So that didn't work either. So with everything at 500, it incentivizes Valkyrie to do more heavies, do more into the shield tackle type of things, but still be able to use them and not be as frustrating at low level. Last but not least, in terms of attacks, we've also normalized recoveries of all of our chain attacks to be between 700 and 800 ms everywhere. It's a bit of a quality of life change, but it really helps Valkyrie be a little bit more safe in group fights and whatnot. We also have zone attack.
Not that bad.
So the trajectory for the first step for zone attack is now 500 ms instead of 6. So that makes a big difference. It makes it a lot more usable. And we've also updated the trajectories for both hits. Again, so they match the weapon better. You can hit more people externally and have a lot more control over fights with this. And finally, the last change we want to look at Valkyrie is Hunter's Rush, which is a sprint attack. So Valkyrie's sprint attack now initiates chains. So you can go Hunter's Rush into heavy, this, and so you can do all sorts of stuff with it. So it really helps her initiate when out of lock a lot better, using her sprint attack to get into her chains and let her initiate.
It's not too bad. I think
Valkyrie. Next up, we're going to look at.
Valkyrie is really good.